welcome to CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with the Investing News Network. We're at PDAC in Toronto, and we're sitting down with Mark Sieb, President and Director of Getchell Gold. Welcome.
Welcome.
Nice to have you, Mike.
It's nice to be here.
So we'll start off our conversation with, sort of an overview of your company and bring us up to date on your priority project.
Perfect. I joined the company about 4 years ago. I was really brought into the company due to the potential, the strong management team, the really strong financial backers that we had. And that really enticed me into the whole enterprise. But what really sold me was the opportunity of acquiring a major asset, which we did.
So talk about that. So I believe your project, Fondaway Canyon, let's talk a bit more about that. And what's the status of that project right now?
So we acquired the property in 2020, and this is the Fondaway Canyon Gold project in Nevada, and it's just a short drive east of Reno. And what really kind of enticed me about the project was it had a 40-year history of exploration. Really good work was done in the past, small-scale mining, multiple operators, and they hit a lot of gold. But what I've thought, and as well as my technical team thought, is that they missed a lot too. And so what we did is we over 6 months, we really delved into the historic work. We came up with our own new sort of geomineralizing model, and we drilled 5 holes in 2020 to test our concept. And I'd like to say surprisingly, but it was after some really good technical work, all 5 holes hit substantive zones of mineralization. And so we just carried on from that success through 2021. And at the end of 2021, we hit a new discovery, a really high-grade zone that was running 10 grams over 25 meters near surface. And you can't say that very often. And so 2022 is even an easier drill plan, because not only were we going off major discoveries in 2020 that just kept expanding, but also the new high-grade gold zone, we kept drilling next to it and finding more and more gold. So we've drilled through 2022 in the central area of Fondaway Canyon. We've drilled 18 drill holes, and we've tripled the mineralization that was known historically in a short 18 drill holes. We've defined a conceptual open pit, a new resource model that we just put out, and this is not insubstantial. This is a fairly sizable resource, about 550,000 ounces in the indicated category at an excellent grade of 1.56 grams per ton gold, and an additional 1.5 million ounces of gold in the inferred category. And so this is like Getchell Gold Corp and the Fondaway Canyon Gold Project is just a huge success story. And I mean, if you want to be working in a jurisdiction that's going to let you continue to advance and potentially develop an operation, it's Nevada.
That's amazing. So what did you find? I guess that Fondaway Canyon is such a good case study of getting your project from exploration to advanced stages of development. Can you talk about some of the biggest challenges that you've encountered all throughout the journey and how you overcame them?
Well, I'm sad to tell you that we haven't had any issues.
That's a good
I mean, in all my career, I haven't come across such a very simple, straightforward pathway that has come to fruition. And not only come to fruition, it's been like a huge success. So we haven't had any major issues along the way, but okay, of course, through the COVID years, there was difficulty getting the exact sort of drilling production that you needed. But we've had, every year, we've doubled the amount of meters in the ground from 2020 through 2021 through 2022. We just continue to increase the drilling, and as we drill more drill holes, we just continue to find more gold. And you can't say that very often. We've delineated an area that's at least 600 meters wide and 600 meters down dip that is robust with mineralization. Our resource model is robust. And our most northwesterly drill hole, there's no drilling beyond it on strike. It intersected 200 meters of mineralization. And our deepest drill hole to date intersected 87.5 meters of mineralization, as strong as you see at 600 meters away on surface. So this is a very spectacular deposit, and I don't even see the end of the mineralization. So you're talking about Nevada. It's the area of elephants, right? And I think the Fondaway Canyon Gold Project has the huge potential to be a tier 1 asset, and you're just catching me right now in its formative years. So I think interviews like this are going to go on the record book anyways by saying this is what I told you.
Yeah, sounds great. And so where does the project go from here?
Well, we're just going to continue on doing what we've been doing. We put out our large mineral resource estimate just at the end of 2022. We are going to continue to drill this year, because not only do we want to upgrade the inferred into the indicated category, but we also want to keep on expanding the mineralization, drawing it along strike, drawing it up and down dip, and basically making that conceptual pit even larger and larger, come out with a much more improved and upgraded resource next year that'll lead us right into a PEA.
Mm-hmm. So when they talk about, when you talk about de-risking a project,
yes,
what does that mean, and why is that important for the education of our viewers?
Right.
Why is that important?
Well, if you're looking at it from an investor's perspective, there's many different stages of investment. If you get in on the early stage, you have a potential larger return on your investment, but you have an equal, if not worse, risk to your investment. And so the shrewd investor will want to pick the company that's along the spectrum that has de-risked the downside, but still has maximum upside potential. And that's right where the Fondaway Canyon Gold Project, as well as Getchell Gold, fits into. We're along that spectrum where we've spent not only us who have spent 3 years, but all the drilling that has been done in the past has really put a strong foundational gold in the ground value on the Fondaway Canyon project, our asset. So you've built in an intrinsic floor. And I think right now, if you look at our share price, not only are we incredibly undervalued, I mean, lots of companies can say that as well, but if you really look at what we have and what our value is for ounces in the ground, we have incredible room to move, even if we just sit on our hands right now. There's incredible upside. If you're a believer in gold, which I am, and I think there's a really strong future for gold and increasing gold through 2023 and especially through 2024, and you want to be ahead of that curve. And I think right now is the wonderful time to invest if you're thinking about gold for future potential investment. So you take that, so there's an incredible inherent value increase even if I just sit on my hands. Mm-hmm. But this project, we haven't even tapped into the potential. I mean, I know what we did in the last 3 years of our drilling. Throw in another 2 rigs, drill rigs, 3 drill rigs. How much bigger can we expand this to be from the number of ounces that we have in the ground right now to bringing it up to a tier 1 asset? That is an incredible upside potential. So for the Fondaway Canyon Advanced Exploration Gold Project, I think it's a wonderful entry point for an investor that wants to mitigate the downside and completely still maximize your upside.
Mm-hmm. So how do you get to that? You keep on digging and you keep on,
yes,
getting all these good results. So how do you get that then to the next stage, where it gets to be developed and production?
And again, we're in Nevada. Nevada is one of the premier development and mining jurisdictions in the world, and there's a reason why it is, and there's a reason why I say that, because it is.
Yeah.
And so if you want to take your asset and make a discovery and have the maximum opportunity and potential to go through your advancement towards development, Nevada is it. So that is a key location. Now, with what our plan is we've done wonderful over the last 3 years. We're going to continue on that pathway. We are going to drill more. The benefit of drilling more is we're going to have a larger resource. We're going to have a larger inherent value. We're going to work it through the economic assessment spectrum, which is through the preliminary economic assessment to pre-feasibility to feasibility. And most projects you can't see that far down the road.
Right.
But with Fondaway Canyon, you can. And if anybody takes a look at any of our materials, it is extremely evident what we have and what it could possibly be.
And is Getchell Gold going to take that to production then?
We are.
Or is that, okay.
Well, we're going to take it. We are going to take it as far as we can.
Yeah.
And we're going to, our main objective right now is to do the best that we can to increase the value, not only in the asset, which then translates into the value of the company, which also then translates into the return for the investor. So what we're doing is our plan is to maximize the investor's dollar, and then at some point in time, either A, take it to production, or have somebody take a look at us and say, I really covet that asset.
So you've probably covered this in our earlier conversation, but maybe if you want to articulate why investors should be looking at you now at this point in time.
Right now is the perfect time. Anybody who has investments in, let's say, just in gold and gold companies, realize that there has been a major retraction in companies' valuations. Not necessarily in the value of their assets and their holdings, but just in their inherent value of their market capitalization. We're at a point right now which is a wonderful entry point for an investor. We're almost at like a 104-week low. But we've maintained our value over that period, where if you look at a lot of other companies, their value has extremely degraded. So we have a strong shareholder base that has been with us during the upsides as well as the downsides, but we have held our value very respectively compared to most companies out there. And that should speak volumes not only to what the company holds, the management team, but also our long-standing and truly believing shareholders. So what we've done is we set a really good platform for growth. And if anybody looks at our trading over the last number of days, you can see it. Like there is movement afoot, and I think people are starting to realize like what we have and what the potential is. So if you're looking at us right now, you're saying, like, it's going to be tough to pick another company that you have a certain reliance on and confidence to invest your dollars into, as well as the huge potential for the upside. So I think it's a wonderful entry point for anybody looking at us.
That's great. Well, it's exciting times to be right now, and as we look forward, thank you for sharing all that company news with us, and we hope to have you again next time.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. Join us again next time for another engaging conversation on CEO Insights.